Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Tamitou here. Thank you so much for joining me for my latest speed build. So this one's a little bit of a change to my recent content. I just felt like uploading an apartment build. It's been a short while since I've done one, and this one was actually filmed before the Jungle Adventure pack came out, so there's absolutely no Jungle Adventure content in here, which might be a nice change for some of you. So I wanted to do a Bohemian kind of apartment inspired by my own room upload that I put on the gallery a while back, and the room is just based around this painting, and you're going to see me place it now. And I uploaded this basically styled around the painting that you see on the back wall, and it got a lot of attention, so I figured I would make it into a whole apartment. I had a couple of other ideas that I wanted to put together. So the whole of the apartment basically is just inspired by this particular section of the room. So I did place the room so that I could have the painting, sorry, and then I deleted all the items, and then I basically ended up putting them back exactly how they were. So I don't know why I even deleted it in the first place. I guess I just wanted to show you the process, and I thought I might change my mind on some of it, but I ended up really liking the way that I grouped those few items together. So I've used some quite random items together, but I think they really work. And this lantern especially, I never use it, and suddenly I really like it, and I've actually been using it in some jungle builds as well. So I think it's actually really versatile. So we are building in Jasmine Sweets in the Spice Market in City Living, and we are just next door to the Beda family, I believe, on the left. So it is a very kind of narrow, high ceiling apartment. Apologies if all the spinning of the camera and the way I've sped it up does make you a bit dizzy. It is just annoying because of the high ceilings, but hopefully I cut a lot of that out for you, so you shouldn't have too much trouble watching. So I have gone around and placed lots of kind of cracks and like worn looking decals all over the wall. I really like that instead of just the plain plaster that I have placed from the base game. I wanted to add a bit of dimension to it and a bit of texture, so I have added all those decals around. And this kitchen as well is something I've uploaded separately on my gallery a long time ago, and I really liked it, and it works with the room, the living room that I started with, so I figured I'd show you a few of my ideas in one that have perhaps been on my gallery for a while, but I wanted to share them with a broader audience. So I really hope you like it. It's very much deconstructed, nothing really matches, but it all does go together, so it coordinates without matching, in my opinion. And there's a lot of clutter around, there's a lot of footage of me just filling shelves, so I have sped some of it up and cut it out. This is one example of that. So there's a lot of really nice clutter, and I just played around with it until I liked the way that it all sat, and made sure it was proportioned to my liking, so not too many things on each shelf, and just to make it look more realistic. And yeah, you probably know by now, if you've watched my other videos, that I like a bit of realism in my games. And yeah, this style is very much closer to my style in real life. I do like a bit of bohemian kind of effortless kind of look. Nothing in this apartment matches really, or there's not really two of anything. It is just whatever they've managed to salvage or buy separately, and they've kind of put it all together into this really nice apartment. So this bedroom that I'm working on now is actually my favorite room. I just love particularly the shelves, and I like the way that the bed is against the wall. I know it's not something that you'd maybe do, or unless you had to, because of the space, but I actually really like it. I'm going to do it more often, and I especially like that the windows there, so there's still light coming in, and it doesn't feel too much of a disadvantage, I don't think. But I did think that this room is perhaps more suited to a teen or a young adult who's single, just because you won't be able to do the woohoo interaction on a bed that's placed against the wall. But two Sims can still sleep in it. One will just move across. So yeah, I really like it. And I love all the clutter on the shelves. Again, that's why to me it points to maybe a teen room, whereas the other bigger bedroom in the back is perhaps better off for a couple, maybe parents or something like that. Or it could just be for two or three young adults living in the city together. Maybe they all have their creativity in common, and they just chose to live together in this sort of very random mismatched apartment. So I also love what I did here with a chair against the bed as a bedside table. I really like that as a bit of a difference, and it's kind of like they just used what they had to hand and they're happy with it. And that's kind of the Bohemian kind of style coming through of just yeah, we'll just go with the flow, use what we have, and it works. So I didn't actually furnish each room completely and then move on to the next. I don't really ever do that in any style of build, but especially in such a cluttered build where I wanted to use so many items, and every time I'm scrolling through the catalogue I'd get distracted and think, oh, that would really work in that room, and I'd go back and place it. So there's a lot of me kind of going back and forth, and I did try to cut a lot of it out just so that it wouldn't make you feel sick, because like I said, the high walls are kind of a pain to work with. But yeah, this is an example of that. The clutter on the little vanity that I've made there, I love it. It looks kind of like my vanity in real life, my desk with just everything on it, and it's just never tidy. But yeah, they say that creative people are a bit more messy, so I'm okay with that. So now I've just gone back to the smaller bedroom, and I'm just placing an older style kind of music player on a stack of suitcases. It's just the perfect item, the suitcase end table for this kind of build. And I also used this laundry day kind of end table for an entrance table. I just raised up a mirror to sit on the top, and here you see me with this tedious way of adding the items where I want on the surface. So I just had to place lots of items and then move them as I wanted, and then delete the little items that were holding the places. So annoying, but I've done it for you. So when you download it, just make sure you have bb.move objects on cheat activated, and yeah, they should, fingers crossed, stay where they are now when you place it. So this is just a little kind of desk study nook that I've put in the kind of odd entrance hall. It is a really kind of awkward apartment shape to work with. I thought maybe I made it more awkward for myself, I don't know, but I like how it turned out, and I did end up putting that wall there with another archway. So it is a little bit dark in that hallway, but I have added lights, or I do at the end, that are quite bright. So yeah, there's a little study nook, and it's got an old computer and a kind of fabric covered chair, and it's very kind of just thrown together like the rest of it. Yeah, so back to the kitchen. We are just adding some little stools. I love how those stools look as if they've been tucked in, because obviously there's not much space to walk otherwise, and the Sims might sit on those. I've used stools under a table before, and to my surprise, the Sims actually did sit on them, and their legs kind of clipped into the table. It was kind of funny, but they may or may not, I'm not too sure there. But if not, they will find another place to sit, I'm sure. So I've just gone back to the master bedroom now, and I'm just kind of putting together this cute little side table. There's already a lamp on the other side, so this just left place or space for me to put plants and some kind of magazines and that kind of thing. But I do like that end table. I don't use it a lot, and I just came across it and I thought, hey, it's perfect. Maybe they found it in I don't know, like a yard sale or something like that. It's just a really worn table. And here's the mirror with just some postcards kind of tucked around the frame. Yeah, and we're moving to the bathrooms now. So I know bathrooms can be a bit boring, but I did want to leave these in because they're not the same at all. They have the same theme, of course, but one of them's got this beautiful table that I've used in the kitchen, and I've just again merged it with this sink here, and there's some clutter here, and the kind of my idea all the way through was, when in doubt, just use those terracotta plant pots. They're all over this build, but they're all in different sizes, sized up, sized down, and different angles and that kind of thing. And I don't know, I just think they work, even though it is basically a repetition of the same item. But I really like them, and sometimes there's no need to use the plants from other packs if you just know how to mismatch and give some variation just with the sizing cheats. So there's another example. The window frame, I almost thought it's like a bit of a windowsill there, and they've just placed some items. So yeah, this bathroom's a bit smaller, but it does have the bath that's just under the window, and I really like that. Again, it's a really bohemian feel kind of bathroom where you just kind of have a nice long bath, and the city's kind of going on outside your window. So yeah, so I am now changing up this section of the room. I wasn't sure what to do with it at first, and then I thought, hey, yoga mat. I put yoga mats in every single build I think I've done so far. So yeah, I'm realizing it's becoming a theme of mine. But I thought it was perfect because you've got all the light coming in. You can kind of do your yoga in the morning, and clearly the TV is not the focus of this living room, so it's just kind of stuck on the side. But yeah, the yoga mat's cute, and there's also a guitar there. There's obviously the easel, so there's a lot of creative things to do in this apartment. And yeah, I love this pillow as well. Raising it up on the bed, I love how that looks. And there's a little diary as well on the end of the bed, and just placing another few debug items around. And we are just putting the finishing touches on now. So I really hope you enjoyed the build. Let me know in the comments if you prefer this type of build that's more cluttered and realistic and almost very unique because it's hard to replicate, or do you prefer a cleaner look? I do love both styles, but sometimes it's nice for a change, so this was quite fun to furnish. But yeah, let me know what your style is. Will you be downloading this, putting it in your world as well? I'd love to hear from you, and thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you with a few screenshots now and a little video tour, and yeah, I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!